一体本当何に使うんですか？現在ネズミが入ってるから。Immer sehr regular, you need to learn the skill.
Hey Mervin, can you hear me? Right, looks like a lot of people are starting to dial in. Hi Mervin.
Hi.
Looks like Marcy's here, Molly's here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm trying to start my video, but it's not cooperating, so we'll see. I can hear you though.
Okay.
Can you see me, Crystal?
I can see ya.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did it.
Yay. Great. We'll just wait a couple more minutes for a few more people I think that are joining. So, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing all right.
Cleaning the house.
Yes, it's a good time for some projects and deep cleaning. Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. Awesome. Looks like Mallory's coming in. And Marcy's not having any luck, huh? I don't know what to tell you. And y'all know there was a phone number too in case we ever do this again, or you know, there's an option for phone. Oh, there's Sarah. The logo. That's interesting. Huh.
Hello.
Hello. We can see the Ekah logo, Sarah, and not you.
Uh-oh.
That's interesting. Maybe it's on your screen.
Let's see here. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hello. All right. Well, I thought that I thought that we could start with sorry, just a moment. Hi, Mallory.
Hey.
Hello.
What a great turnout for a last minute notice for a meeting. Thank you all. I planned this for approximately an hour because I figured that there was going to be some discussion. So quite a bit of discussion. So we'll see what happens. And I appreciate you all coming to open up discussion. And we will, you know, if you have to leave a little bit shorter than the hour, then that's fine. But we can get the conversation started. Okay. So to begin things, I was hoping that we could start with a little meditation. So if we're sitting in our seats, you can be either seated on a chair or even on the floor.
On a ball.
Or on a ball. So this meditation is approximately 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to shorten it a little bit, so maybe it's closer to 5. Okay. All right, so become comfortable in your chair, sitting with a relaxed but straight, erect posture. And finding a position so that you will not become drowsy, but that is balanced. Allow your hands to rest comfortably in your lap. Loosen any tight clothes that would restrict your stomach. And gently close your eyes or just maintain a soft gaze. Simply allow your body to become still. Allow your shoulders, chest, and stomach to relax. Begin by taking 2 or 3 deep breaths from the diaphragm, letting the air flow all the way into your stomach without any push or strain, and then gently flow back out again. Repeat these 2 or 3 deep breaths, noticing an increase in the sense of calm and relaxation as you breathe in the clean, fresh air and breathe out any sense of tension or stress. Now letting the breath find its own natural and comfortable rhythm and depth, focus your attention on the feeling of your breath as it comes in at the tip of your nose, moves through the back of your throat, into your lower diaphragm, and back out again, letting your stomach rise and fall naturally with each breath. And again, returning your attention to the feeling of the breath at the tip of your nose. You may notice the breath is cooler coming in and warmer flowing out. Allow your attention to be focused on the breath, away from the noise, the thoughts, the feelings, the concerns that may normally fill your mind. Let your attention gently rest on that point as you continue to watch the breath, breathing in, nice, deep and full, and breathing out, nice and long. And now gently bringing your attention back to your breath. Bringing your attention back into your body. Bringing your attention back into this room. And when you're ready, begin to open the eyes, stretching out the arms, just moving around in your space. Could you let me know if you can unmute yourself from this setting? I started to mute all of you as we got going because I was noticing the background noise. But okay, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
says let's tap to speak, and then done speaking, you can click it again, at least on the phone app.
Okay.
On top of your picture, there is the menu, and there is, if you put the cursor in your picture, it will appear mute and unmute.
Mm-hmm. And who else is here? I see Jesse Joy, but I don't see an image, and that's okay. Unless you would like for us to see you, then you can try to take your cursor over the image where you would be. And then there's
I'm Eliza. Nicole is Eliza. Sorry.
okay.
But-
Okay, I was gonna ask. Okay. And again, if you
I'm on my phone. I don't know how to get the video going.
okay,
right now.
that's fine. That's fine. There's always
If you
option too.
If you tap the screen, Nicole, the menu comes up on the bottom,
Yes,
and you
River.
can hit start video.
What's on my screen?
It just says
Good.
Eliza's phone
On her.
icon.
Okay. Start video. There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
There we go.
There you
hello.
are.
We might have to see that baby's face at some point too.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, would you guys like to start off in conversation, just talking about anything, any concerns, or anything at all? Or I can go ahead and begin with what I had planned. All right. So, as we know, we're all kind of going through this, and it's really important to come together as a community. So I thank you today for taking some time to connect and open up conversation. We've all been watching on the news what's going on and starting to see the streets bare, and we're just trying to I think we're all just trying to figure out what to do and what's best. As you know, certain places are open and certain places are closed. As far as yoga studios go, a lot of the yoga studios are still open, yet taking precautions. And I did send that one link from the studio in Seattle, which I thought was interesting because they've kind of been going through this longer than we've been going through this, and have at this time higher percentage of people who have been infected by the virus. So they said that they're keeping their doors open and showing up, and I just really wanted to give all of us the opportunity to do what we felt is best in that regard. So I just wanted to say that personally, I feel that if instructors want to continue to teach, then you should be able to continue to teach. But if you feel that that you don't want to teach, then I support that as well. And with that, I think that if we continue to teach, we're gonna there might be some stigma associated with that, in terms of if somebody coughs in a class, even if they have an allergy or something completely unrelated, it's gonna affect us. We're gonna all wonder. So there's gonna be that stuff. Anybody have anything to say based off of what I said there? So I feel that it's really important to offer some online options for people, and to again just offer options so nobody feels trapped or confined, or like in a bad situation where even if we do decide to stay at home, like we don't feel disconnected or isolated, or there's opportunities for us to connect with our community that helps so much with people's stress levels and overall health and immune systems. So I just thought that would be a really great opportunity for us to connect that way. I think that I'm most concerned about people who just like don't have family, or people who are single and don't have their kids living in town anymore. Just if we all kind of go behind our closed doors and stuff like that, I want especially those people to have an outlet. And I think that it would be really easy for us to just put that out there for people who would like to connect. You know, and also I didn't even think of this at first, but of course, like there's financial strain for everyone out there, and in certain pockets are getting hit much harder. You know, a lot of businesses are going to be closing or have already been closing in certain places. So with us, with having a lot of unlimited passes, and for you all who this can also be part of your bread and butter, we'll try to, you know, support each other financially to the best of our ability, meaning that, you know, I'd hate to see a whole bunch of people start to discontinue their memberships because they're not able to practice, or they don't feel safe or comfortable coming to the space. So, you know, and also being able to pay teachers, you know, we've all got our bills and stuff like that. So, so yeah, so opening up the door for other possibilities, I think, is a really good idea. So, the idea behind us having this Zoom session was just to create some more familiarity to us all, especially like if you've never communicated this way through the Zoom. You know, there's other platforms, but this is the one that I'm a little bit more familiar with. I've used it several times myself. However, this is actually the first time that I've scheduled a meeting myself through the Zoom. So it's very user friendly, and you know, and it's free as well, up to 40 minutes. So if we did decide to offer a class on Zoom, it can only be 40 minutes unless I end up looking into buying a membership that we could use for the Zoom, which I'll look into. I just haven't had an opportunity to look into that as far as pricing goes. Sarah said that she found real quickly that you can have up to 100 people as far as participants on the Zoom. And I like the idea of doing the Zoom, and I like the idea of using some other platforms as well. I think that it would be neat if we could do a couple different things. One, I think that the Zoom, as you can see it does offer some intimacy. So, you know, in the case of a normal class, you could, you know, see these faces just like you are now, and just take a moment to, you know, say your hellos or whatnot, and create that intimate space with the group. And then, you know, people aren't so inclined to like buzz in and out of the meeting. They're you know, probably going to be mostly present for the whole course. So we did do the Facebook when we were in Costa Rica, and that went really well. And Sarah was kind of the main person as far as helping us with all the, you know, equipment, or, you know, just getting things going. So we still have, I just gotta have Steve find it for me, but I know we have it, like a microphone, like a wireless microphone. So if we did want to do live streaming via Facebook, which would be a nice option too, because then a lot of people could just see us and they could kind of zoom in and out a little less formally, but they could still practice and still connect, you know, on that platform, and it's free. And I don't think that there's a time limit. And I think the only thing that I can think of that would be considerations for that on the Facebook, well, I don't know if it would make a difference between Facebook and Zoom, but you know, is the music licensing and stuff. So if we would record anything and say that, you know, it's for sale, then I would definitely think that we need to be really careful about playing music in the background. But I think if we're just going to do a live streaming via Zoom and we're not planning to like replay it or anything like that, I wouldn't worry about the music as much personally, but that's up to you as well. Then there's also, I haven't looked into this yet other than just kind of like taking a glance as far as creating a channel on YouTube, which I think would be really cool for us to do down the road anyways. So it would be a good opportunity for anyone, including myself, be it, you know, just there's only so much time I have with these kiddos, this 1 and 3-year-old. So anyways, yeah, but the YouTube channel would be kind of neat for us to, you know, start to store some of the content that we've been doing, and create more of like a one place to go to. Or I think we can even like just like have the link specifically on our website, you know, if we would choose to do something like that, which would be pretty cool. So maybe we could maybe we could work on that like in a couple weeks, but we could even start the Facebook and the Zoom as soon as, as soon as anyone's ready. I think a good goal would be to offer maybe 3 sessions next week, potentially. And I think a good goal for the week after would be to offer at least one a day, one live session a day, or one form of a virtual class a day. Maybe we would do more. Maybe maybe that's overarching the goal, but I feel like that's maybe doable. Well, we can see. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to add to that so far?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Mallory and I are using the chat, and I put one of my concerns there. It came to my mind when I came to do yoga nidra, is that if the virus can be transmitted by sweat, because since the hot yoga, people sweat a lot. And so I did very little research, but what I saw is that they said while there is currently no evidence of showing the virus can be transmitted through one's perspiration, but according to experts, it could be if it mixes with gunk or on a person's nose, or if the person coughs and contaminates the sweat. So maybe like as a precaution after hot yoga, maybe if we're gonna keep the studio open, make sure that the students know that maybe kind of cleaning the floor with vinegar or some solution that maybe they'll feel more safe. I don't know, I don't teach hot yoga, but it jumped to my mind when I saw people laying down the floor after hot yoga, and then I said, oh, let me look at that, just to put it there for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after classes, I've been sweeping and mopping from the hot classes especially, and doing the vinegar solution and doing extra cleaning. And
Yes.
I think everyone else too in their classes have been trying to help out with it also.
Yeah.
Is the vinegar enough though? I mean, because I thought it was in the news saying it has to be Lysol.
What?
That's a great
They
question.
have to use Lysol for it to be effective.
It probably isn't effective enough. And that's something we need to address. I've only gotten as far as making some hand sanitizer because the stores are just out of everything.
Yeah.
What if we even just added like rubbing alcohol to the mixture? Would that help
I'm not
at all?
sure how that would affect the floor. Not sure how that it would affect the cork floors. It might actually take the polish off the top. But I could, look into it. I'm just probably going to say that may not be a good idea, but it is a good idea. So I don't know. See, the thing is, I keep hearing suggestions and things, and then I kind of am like, I don't know, because in my opinion, when you walk in the door, our studio space is so small that I kind of feel like if someone just coughs, I kind of feel like the whole space is contaminated, potentially, So I kind of feel like as many things as we can do, they are preventatives, but I just kind of feel like it's just, it's just a risky situation. But I don't know what is worse. What is a higher risk? Being at home for 3 months or not? Or, I don't know. This is kind of up to the individual. And we've talked about the virus too. Some people may be carriers, may not be expressing symptoms. You don't, just because you're feeling good doesn't mean that you may not be a spreader of the virus. So you know, we are lucky that we are a healthy population, so we're not at high risk for future complications, but there's just, you know, there's so many unknowns. So, you know, some studios are doing none of the bolsters, or, you know, they're taking away everything, you know, taking away the heated classes, right? I don't know, all that stuff. So I kind of feel like if I start taking away everything, then we should just cancel all the classes. You know what I mean? Then it's just kind of, and then we, you know.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just on that note, kind of related but not related. So I had signed up several months ago to play the gong for the Flow Motion Fest, which is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that was yesterday. I signed up to play the gong for the opening. And so I, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I don't think I'm going to do this. And I sat with it and I decided to do it. And I'm really glad I did. It was very instructive because, first of all, there was enough room so that people were aware that they could spread out and they, you know, they could be away from each other to a certain extent. And man, you could feel it. Everybody was really glad that they showed up, and it really, you know, they talk about you know, the worry and the stress that does affect your immune system. It did wonders for me and everybody else. You could feel it. Everybody was really, really very just like overjoyed and happy just to be there and have other people around. Yes, I know that it's a risk, you know, it is, and you're kind of rolling the dice there, but I felt really that it was good, that I really felt that it was really good to do it, and that it wasn't like a whole bunch of people crammed into a really small space. That's a slightly, not slightly, that's a different situation. And so with that in mind, it's almost like things, you know, if you want to go in that direction, to really try to keep some normalcy and to keeping yourself buoyant as such, you know, a lot of people are going to stay away. I subbed for Molly's class today and 2 people showed up. And, you know, I was like, yeah, that's good. There's just 3 of us in the space. That's awesome. And I was glad I was there. They were glad they were there. And yeah, I don't know. That's just what I want to say.
Yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's so important. That's why this conversation is being opened up here, because it's not just about the potential. It's about, you know, what we're all going through, and also offering this healing modality for people who really need it, and for ourselves as well. I truly feel that. I just went to Nicole's class. It was wonderful. There was 4 of us and 5 with her, and I did kind of think maybe we should limit the class size, like Sarah mentioned, because it just feels better, even though the risk is still there. It feels like you can spread out a little bit more and find your own space. So I kind of had to, I guess, experience that for myself, just to, because I don't know, I've just been thinking if I start to put too many restrictions, then I don't know if we're any better. But I think maybe thinking in terms of like how we will mentally also feel better, and our clients as well, is definitely very important mentally, in terms of creating more of a sacred and safe place for them. So yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think 2 things that came to my mind. One is that when you start to talking about the problem of membership, and people may, I think it's, you know, some people may feel like, wow, I would like to continue, and other people may feel like, oh my goodness, we should not. It just came to my mind, like if maybe doing a poll and asking people in the community, the people that go to the class, if this is a good idea, what they are standing, with a few questions, and see what the students think about it, what their side of it. I don't know. I particularly had an experience with music together yesterday that was kind of funny because I thought about teaching the Friday class and the Saturday class and then closing. And when I got to the Friday class, I had one kid there. So it was very clear for me that the parents were saying, hey, no way, I'm not putting my kid
Yeah.
there. And in a sense, I appreciate that, and I wish I had asked before, so I think they would feel much more involved into the process. But I deal with a very small group of people, so it's a different situation. I'm just putting it there for you if that's something that you would like to do.
No, absolutely. And the first thing that we did was we sent out the newsletter about the coronavirus and what we're doing. And I did put it in that letter a couple times. Please email me individually so I can add you to a list because more opportunities will be coming virtually. And so I've been responding to each of those people. There's been about 5 so far who have contacted me. So I just tell them that we're going to update them when we have some opportunities. But also, once we're ready to schedule a couple of virtual opportunities, we'll put it out there on the social media as well. We'll send out something else as far as like another, mini newsletter about, our progress and where we're at. But some other things that go along with what you said, Valeria, too, is I thought if we get to a point where we do need to cancel more and more classes, then I think it would be a nice gesture if some of the teachers who would normally teach a class at a particular time could maybe even go through the list of their clients and take that hour and a half to call them and just to check on how they're doing and say we're here for support, and that and then you would be paid for that class time of reaching out to people. So that's one thing that we could do. Another thing is what else was I thinking? Well, this kind of is jumping somewhere else, but similar. We can think outside of the box as well about like offering other alternatives if the weather's a little bit nicer, like having some outdoor yoga and maybe encouraging people to dress warmer, for that. And also we could approach a walking meditation too, offering something like that from the studio. So we could just go outside and maybe, I even have a script if anybody wanted to borrow it for a walking meditation. It's our new guinea pigs. That's our coronavirus therapy. We just got some guinea pigs here this week.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
but yeah, so kind of thinking outside of the box. Even I saw Beth real quick, our massage therapist, and I said it might even be kind of neat if you did like a class on like self-care massage therapy, like that you could do at your own home. But yeah, there's a lot of good ideas out there and a lot of offerings that we can provide. So y'all can kind of, after this, kind of think a little bit more about, what would be fun for you to offer. The Zoom sessions, I mean, if you have a webcam, you could set it up so they could see more movement, but I would definitely prepare something like I opened up with the meditation script, where you're saying hello to everyone and then maybe starting with the meditation. And who was I talking to about the crystal bowls? Jessie Joy. I don't know how that sounds yet. I haven't tried that out yet, but we could maybe experiment with that because, after this too, if you all wanted to reach out to each other or to me, we could even, you could practice scheduling a Zoom session, and then we could even connect if it's just 15 minutes just to practice a little bit, what that would be like on your end, just to host it. Just like for me, when we started with the meditation and I started to hear the background noise, I thought, I should have muted everybody as soon as I started. And then, so then it wasn't distracting for people, for example. Other things is I think soon Sarah and I can get together too and just like talk about you know, how we can start to send out the message to others in yourselves as well. I'm sure you already have a space that's more of like a Zen space that's a comfortable space, maybe, you know, has some candles, an altar, something that makes you feel really comfortable in your own home. And I think starting to encourage people to create that now, before we're even like, you know, offering a couple different opportunities, but getting that out there so people start to get that in their mind that they can actually create this really nice sanctuary within their own home. And I think that that can be a wonderful experience for our clients as well, to develop that for themselves, you know, during this time. So that's something that we can start to do right away, and encouraging that. And I was even considering, should I order some more bolsters and things like that so that people could, you know, purchase those sorts of things from us so that they can further their own space at home that's comfortable and has a couple of tools that they can use. You know, and even if you host a class too, you might even talk about, if you don't have a bolster and you're going to use a bolster, how you can use a blanket wrapped around an extra yoga mat, or, you know, something like that. I'm helping people find some props around their house and things. So I guess if you all are interested in helping with this, some things that you will just need to do is get familiar with, you know, Zoom, for example, or the Facebook a little bit more. Maybe even trying that out on your own personal account, like doing something live for a couple of minutes and inviting some family members or something like that. You know, make your cozy little Zen den in your home a space where you feel comfortable hosting a class, because you can host it from home. You can also go to the studio. If it's going to be a Facebook Live thing, maybe we could schedule it at the same time where maybe Sarah's available or I'm available to help you out to do a class at the studio that's live. Or maybe we could even take your class that you're teaching and make a live option also, you know, which is a little bit more tricky, but I think is doable if it's like a smaller class. So, and then I guess just kind of think about, you know, what kind of a commitment you would want to make so that we can just schedule, you know, a couple things. And I was even just thinking for myself, I might even try it out like this Monday morning at 6 a.m. or something, and just do like a meditation, kind of like what I did, and opening up the energy for this to happen for people, that this is going to be another option. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Is it possible to do them pre-recorded instead of having to be live? That's the part that kind of makes me a little anxious about it, is like having to be on the spot, you know, or like,
You know
can we
what?
record it and upload it at a certain time?
You know what? There's a really neat application called Adobe Spark that's free, and I have it on my iPad, and that's how I created that video for Costa Rica. So that might be really fun to play around with.
Yeah.
Can you write it down? The name of it?
It's called Adobe
Oh, okay.
Adobe Spark.
Spark. Okay.
Yeah, and there's like music, and it's really, really simple. It's great. I've been wanting to make some more time to play around with that too, because it would be neat if we could do, yeah, some pre-recorded stuff too. So that's great. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Great
Well,
idea.
because I was thinking like do a live introduction, like, and kind of check in if anyone has anything they want to share. Sarah did yesterday in class, and it was really nice. And I know I tried to get any anxieties off people's chests on Thursday, but as far as like the actual teaching of it, just knowing I'm being recorded is going to be, I don't know, something a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have some, I have been looking at some online videos because I'm gonna have to create those for my IU classes. And so I noticed that some people have some pages with different teachers, and they have different chapters where they offer a course in something, and maybe people buy like for I don't know, 59, 128, whatever, the whole package of the course, so they have access to all chapters. I was wondering if we create that for the studio, if that is not an opportunity for Ekah to open that for a public in general in an online and much bigger audience or students that will be attend, and then send it, sell it to anybody who is not part of the studio could pay and have the classes in case of being recorded, like Mallory is saying. And but we would have a code or something so people who has a membership in the student can log in for free because they already paid for those classes. And I think this could be an opportunity also for us to explore more this online teaching, since we're going to create those videos and things like that. Because I basically am going to create for my classes at IU, I'll have to create those videos. But my plan with Yoga Nidra for the studio, it is to create a series of videos that are already there. And so people can purchase them individually, or they can, if they are like in the Ekah Yoga or something, so they can have those classes already there, or donation basis or whatever we want to do. But I think it's also an opportunity to explore this new way to go further.
Yeah, do you think, how I was mentioning the YouTube platform where you can create your own channel, do you think that that is something, or you just make the
I don't know
what's
the
your
YouTube
platform for that?
Because let me see if I find one here. The YouTube platform it's free, I guess. I don't think you have to pay for that. So what I'm saying is that if you make it more, let me see here, if I find the model that I was looking, if you make something that people will, people from a studio can access it because they already paid for the membership, or anybody who's not physically in the studio could purchase a membership so they can access those videos as well without being present.
Right, that would be so wonderful.
Valeria, do you know a platform that offers that capability? Because I mean, that sounds like a really great idea. I just don't know what, I don't know nothing about that, I guess.
Let me find,
I know this course that I'm taking right now, my teacher does use the Zoom, and then she records it, and then it's played through YouTube somehow. So I don't know if how that's done, but that happens regularly. So.
Yeah, you can download the video.
I think you can definitely do that, because once you record it, you can just download the video and then you can upload anywhere you want. But I was thinking about more, what I had in mind is like, since we are going, or some of us are planning to do those videos, if we could explore it, that in a sense that we would have that available for whatever who wants to buy it, either here or anywhere in the world. You know what I mean?
Right. That would be really nice.
I think it's Glow Online. Yes, Glow Online. Let me get the link here for you. It's
Molly, you had something?
Yeah. So I'm actually working with a website developer right now to create something that you're talking about. Part of it is a Japanese language textbook that I've written, but I'm also planning on putting like meditation, mindfulness for students was my goal. But as you're talking, it sounds like what Valeria's idea of having a membership is exactly what I'm working on for this website. And yeah, basically it's, you can upload videos, some of them you can access, some of them for free. You can put, like if they like that one, then the rest of them they would have to pay for, or that type of thing. So it would be registration based. anyway, just throwing that out there as an idea. I'm doing it through, it's a WordPress website, but I'm using LearnDash for the, to have it available for students to log into. Not going to be ready for maybe another 3 weeks to a month, that website and the registration, but it's a possibility.
So I just put there a link of this page that I was talking about. It's a huge link, but if you click that, you're gonna see they have different, it's a website, but they have different teachers, and each one of them has different specialty and different packages.
Okay.
If you click on that, you see it. So that's what I was thinking, more or less, like that we created this kind of
cool too.
program online. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another option might be Patreon. I know you can start asking for like subscriptions to things through that. Glow that you just sent, Valeria, I think I've seen that before. It's its own company that offers that platform for people.
Yeah,
but
I subscribed to Glow for a while. They have tons of stuff online.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 videos.
Yeah.
Like tons of stuff.
Yeah.
And but the thing is that like it's hard to almost to compete with something like that because it's all professionally recorded and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think like yes, I hear you, and maybe ours not gonna be so. And I don't mean like using glow. I just mean like creating something like that. You know, even if that's maybe possible to do with our own website, with the Ekah's website. You know, I don't know. It maybe you just need to have somebody looking into the website and adding like a selling products or things like that. I don't know how it works, but and then create this platform where you can add. And I don't know about the one that Sarah was talking about. I think this one is more to raise money if you have a cause or if you want people to support you as a patronage. I don't know if that's kind of thing that I was talking about. I know that I received an email from IU, and what they use, that is a platform, and I can look at that and kind of see the name that whatever program they are using to do those videos there, or either the one that Molly is using it.
There's another platform called Skillshare, which is very much in line with what we're talking about.
Okay.
Has anybody heard of it?
Can you write it down?
It's Skillshare, one word, SKILLSHARE.
So if I can just say a couple things, I think this idea sounds really awesome and great. Something that we could work towards is creating like online videos available for a lot of people to be able to access. But I think the main thing to try and focus on right now is like what we can offer our students who are already paying for memberships. And if we do limit class sizes, like the direction that we can all go together with that in order to help them. But I mean, I would love to do all the things.
Regarding Yoga Nidra, like I said, I will be recording. It can be live stream or can be recorded. I particularly in Yoga Nidra, since we don't have any interaction after we start the practice, the person lay down and just listen to me all the time. So pretty much I feel like a recording would be the best way to go because I can record several different sessions and we can just give either through YouTube or whatever you guys feel, or through the website or whatever. Mind Body should have something that you can use. I believe
And
it's a lot of
I
money.
think that it's really great. Both of these, you know, a lot of things going on. One, we're thinking outside of the box, and two, we're trying to hone back into, you know, making sure that what we're doing here is efficient, because we do have a limited time frame. So we need to focus on what we know, but then open up the potential, right, for the growth, which I think is really neat. Valeria offering some sort of a special offshoot, or even any of you who, you know, do the workshops, we could, you know, it's no problem. We can anytime schedule a virtual workshop that's more in depth. And I think a lot of us are thinking about that more and more, because it's beautiful to have more freedom in our lives, and it's beautiful to reach out to more people, and just another avenue. So I think that you know, we'll keep plugging away. We'll have to maybe, you know, you guys are going to have to email us or something, just to let us know, like, you know, what, you know, if you're interested in how you would like to host this, you know, live, pre-recorded, you know. We're going to need your help from the angle of, you know, just gathering what students you feel like you'd like to connect with, and how we're going to connect with them, if that's going to be you or if it's going to be very general. It's just going to be a Facebook class. It may not be so important to connect with every single person that comes to your class, or maybe you just want to, and that would, you know, that's really great. But if it's going to be a Zoom session, then we really might want to invest, you know, a little bit of time in connecting with those people and letting them know that this session is going to be open for, you know, just them, because they've paid for it already, and you know, and that's what we're offering for them. So yeah.
So to clarify, are there classes or are there not classes happening in the studio?
Classes are happening in the studio as normal, unless
Okay.
you know, you decide as a teacher that you do not want to do that, you don't feel comfortable, or you start to feel sick yourself. So you know, I'm just leaving that up to each individual to decide. Okay.
Okay,
And
and same with our workshops and everything.
what's that?
Same with like the extra workshops and everything. Everything is teacher discretion.
Yeah, I asked Beth to reach out to her clients about today's yo massage, and she's taking extra precautions, which is putting pillowcases over the bolsters, for example. Well, she does that anyways, but you know. And then Jessie Joy, I don't know, I think you're muted, how that ended up working out for you. With you were reaching out to people about the chakra workshop tomorrow. It looks like everyone's still on the schedule.
Yeah,
Another person signed up yesterday, so.
Yeah, 4 answered and 4 have not replied. So it's half and half, but the 4 who did said yes. And I'm
Nice.
like Mervin, I couldn't agree more. I think we need to band together, y'all, but that's just me. Ain't no virus gonna take me down. So I don't know. I'm all right. I'm thinking about everyone else's health, but I'm putting frankincense on my feet every single chance I get. I'm doubling up on vitamin elderberry, zinc. I'm just doing it all. I got a newborn baby and I'm not really that worried. So I just feel like you know, I want to offer online and I'm willing to do that, but I also just want to keep gathering in community. My Sangha is what keeps me alive. And I don't know that I can really be separated for that long. So I don't know. That's just where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. And I'll put pillowcases over the bolsters like Beth does tomorrow. And we're using oils. I had a class yesterday and it had 11, and I took an essential oil thinking nobody will want this. Everybody stuck their hand out. They all wanted it. Everybody wants to gather is what I feel. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to have mine tomorrow is what I'm saying.
I'd like to make a comment regarding that. I feel like this is a kind of a funny disease because it's an invisible disease, and they really don't know who is carrying it or not. And you can carry that and never really show any symptoms. But what I feel is like I have a lot of friends. I lived in Italy, in Milan especially, and I have people there that are confined, and a lot of lines in the supermarkets. People can only enter a number of people. I was at Kroger yesterday. Shelves are empty. And so what is happening also in Italy now is the hospitals don't have capacity for all, and they're having to choose either to go with the corona cases or people that is a terminal situation in the hospitals. They are putting in other places because they don't have capacity. So the system is overloaded. And I think it's a social responsibility to all of us to understand that it's not just about whether you are in danger of contracting the virus or not. It's about resources being used. And when we undergo those pandemic problems, it can be so that people would maybe denied care because of the health system and the hospital being overloaded. So I think it is a very hard decision to make. I know I'm losing a lot of money now. Part of my income comes from Airbnb. I had only yesterday 6 cancellations, and I'm seeing that I will be in a but I feel like all of us need to be, it's not that just even if it hit me, I am not gonna be in trouble because I'm taking super care, but knowing that you probably spreading it and making it a very fast grow, where we may be getting a situation where we're gonna have really to shut down everything. And for sure, we don't have passes here. We don't have our president is not really taking good care of it. So we are in kind of a situation that United States can get in a bad situation if we don't prevent it. Just to make sure that I think it is a social responsibility, and it's better to prevent to get to a point because it escalates very fast.
Well, on that note, yes, it is a social
I didn't want
responsibility.
to make anything like people sound like anything.
Well, it's a very hard topic. That's why we're all here together today. So thank you. It's weighing on all of our minds, very heavily. So some people don't have the luxury of backing away. Their job might require them to be present. I will be working as a dietitian in nursing homes in a high-risk place, but I'm also much more protected than a nurse. For example, I don't have that much interaction with the residents. And I was even surprised at one of my nursing homes because I have a commitment to show up and be present per state law so many times a month at certain places, and they said, it's okay, don't come this week. So my other places I will still be going to, and personally, I am not afraid, and maybe that's just foolish, I don't know. I do try the best I can do to take care of myself, and I do have generally a pretty healthy immune system. I worry about when I do go to a couple nursing facilities in Fort Wayne next week. My dad is at high risk, so he has diabetes, he's obese. He's got an injury from a factory that he worked in with his lungs. So, if I have to be really extra cautious around him, I'll make sure that, I'll take off my clothes if you're going to the nursing home, and, and try not to hug him because, I could be a carrier. So that's a risk that, that is there, that I'm aware of and everything. And I feel that, with what Mervyn said to start off, the benefits of what we're providing is very, very important. But we also do have a social responsibility, and that needs to be noted and respected. So, again, we're going to continue to take the precautions. We're going to continue to offer the classes. And I think after this conversation, we will take a couple more precautions. I'm going to look into the flooring cleaner a little bit more, and think about the bolster issue a little bit more. I was almost tempted just to run over to the Goodwill and buy a whole bunch of pillowcases in case we wanted to use the bolsters. But keeping up with the laundry is a whole other issue because we're already running out of washcloths and I just washed them. So people are actually washing their hands and washing things down really good. So that's really great. So I think I'm going to go buy some more washcloths too, so that between myself and Sarah and Nicole, Jesse, you know, like everyone's like helping with the laundry and stuff like that too, which is super great. You know, you see I made hand sanitizer, so like, they're running out of alcohol everywhere as well. So yeah. I just want, I guess to wrap things up, unless we don't have anything else to say, just email me and Sarah if you do want to cancel your class, and also email us if you would be interested in what kind of platform as far as offering an online opportunity. My hope is that we are actually backing off of classes a little bit and providing some more options for people. I think that we'll find a nice balance there. And I feel that, you know, like I said, opening the creative box as far as other opportunities, you know, people might come and maybe you're feeling anxious that day and you see everybody has a coat that they came with and you could say, okay, I've decided because this is where I'm at today, we're going to do a walking meditation outside. And that's that. Okay. So, does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah, real quick, what do you think about like encouraging people to bring their own pillowcases? Is that a good or a bad idea to like cover the bolster that they use?
You know, we've already put out that that we're encouraging people to bring their own props. So we can definitely state that again, but being as specific as that, I'll probably get away from that. So we're educating the teachers as much as possible about all the intricacies, but we're kind of lightening the load for how much the students actually have to think about when they come there. Hopefully they just kind of are feeling that safe space and making their own choices.
Okay.
To get there. Okay.
Yeah, in my classes, I've just told people we're not using props usually anymore, but again, that's a choice that you make in your own class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely, thanks for saying that. I would definitely encourage you to play in your classes to have the most minimal amount of bolsters and props possible. You know what I mean? Because I think that that's part of what Valeria was talking about with the social responsibility, just taking extra precautions, even though nothing is deemed absolutely safe and stuff, right? But I think that all of the things help, you know, and there's never just one solution. It's a lot of different ways we're approaching dealing with difficult situations. Yeah. And the frankincense is great too. I think, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, that you do that are preventative care practices for yourself. And, you know, some of these oils do have some healing benefits to them and antimicrobial, antibacterial. So, you know, don't overdo it with stuff like that, right? You know, like, because you can get too much of certain oils and things like that. So just be aware of that. But, you know, I think that some of those self-care practices that we normally do, you know, like doing a little bit more of them for ourselves, and that's giving us some peace of mind and more immunity for ourselves, because this mind-body thing is so connected, right? So awesome. We're like right on point, like at 1 hour. Good job, everyone. Anybody else?
Love y'all.
Y'all too.
Love y'all. Aww.
Thanks, you guys, for being such incredible individuals. I don't know what I would do without this beautiful community. It's so special.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you. All right, there's River. He's wrapping up the show.
Rock on.
River. We appreciate you.
Aww.
We should share everyone.
Anybody want to see my guinea pigs? Oh wait, can you see them?
We all get home together one time.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You said it. You lead it. Here we go.
Oh.
It sounds funny, all right. We know we don't want to do that. But before we go, at Touchstone, they did something, or they proposed to do something. It's like they recorded a video, and the idea would be recording videos with the teachers, and just kind of maybe even other participants among us, so we can send to people explaining why it's beneficial for them, that specific practice during this time. So kind of it's a marketing thing, but I think it's valid that we can just like a small little visit and say why it's important that you keep your stress level down with things like that. So just funny there. So
yes, I saw that they offered like a 10-minute or maybe shorter Qigong.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that same thing with the meditation that I just read to you all, something like that.
Yeah.
So all of these ideas, let's get to work.
All right, guys.
All right, you all have a wonderful Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.